luxury here, 5 stars, I like it. So I've been doing a loop around the San Rafael Swell. I started out near Farron, and now I'm down around on the southern edge of it. There's a bunch of really popular slot canyons here that you can hike, but I'm going to drive north into the swell. There's a lot of mining history in this area and things to see. I'm doing all right on gas. It feels like I should be a lot lower, but it's just that there's so much to see within a small area. It feels like I've covered more distance than I have. My grocery supply is starting to hurt a little bit. I've got 3 beers left. It's not quite critical, but I could probably swing by Hanksville in the next day or two and resupply there. So that's Temple Mountain, and it's just riddled in adits. As far as I know, they're all gated off, but you can still get inside if you want to. I think you really want to have a good respirator and maybe even a Geiger counter if you're going to do stuff like that. Gas pedal seized. I'm spending a long time driving. It's just like, you're lucky if you can go any faster than 10 kilometers an hour. Once I got to the top of that hill, there were full bars of cell service. I managed to upload my last video from there, and I did some research. It turns out there's a pictograph up here, and I'm a sucker for those things, so let's go check it out. It's a very similar style to the pictograph I saw in the last video. It makes you wonder if it was the same artist. It's estimated this could be 1,000 to 4,000 years old, so it's amazing the paint has held up so well. Maybe somebody sent a copy of E.T. back in time and they watched it. It's just so hard not to be blown away by this stuff. Last time I checked the forecast, it was all clear, and it's since changed to snow and more snow. I'm gonna go check out this Lucky Strike mine, then I should try to plop myself down closer to the highway tonight. But this is all high elevation, like 2,100 meters, 7,000 feet. So they get a good taste of winter here. And so we've arrived at the Lucky Strike mine. So they were mining uranium out here in the 1950s and later. All these cabins housed the workers. I don't think they fully understood the dangers of mining uranium back then. It said on the panel that whenever they blasted, there'd be these big clouds of yellow dust. Yeah, a more intrepid adventurer than myself has forced their way into that adit. They've taken apart that concrete barrier. So if you really want to go in there, you could, but I'm not doing it. My apologies, but I'm not doing it. So I think I'll head into Hanksville tomorrow for a resupply. Then after that, I don't know. I'll have to sleep on it and decide which direction to go. I'm not sure what kind of wood this was. It had a gray bark that just peeled off. I found a big pile of logs that somebody left at a free campsite, so I grabbed a few slices of it. But it burned like thoroughly and complete down to soot. A lot of types of wood don't do that. They just pile up a big mound in there. I managed to keep it going until about 2 a.m. Then I lost it. Let the diesel heater take over from there. Alright, it's time to get this show on the road. I got an idea of something I want to do. I also want to help the search effort for Kenny Beach, but that's still such a far drive away from here, and I'm not prepared to leave Utah yet. Nemo is worth the drive to Escalante. They make a good burger here. That name is in reference to Everett Ruess. He disappeared in 1934, about 80 kilometers away from here, and that's going to be my next stop in Davis Gulch. We'll take a look around out there. Are we there yet? Woodstone is my favorite thing in my life right now. Such good company. Cooking some chicken over the fire. This is the last of my firewood. Unfortunately, there's nothing to gather around here, so I'll be moving on to the diesel heater pretty soon. Escalante is a nice little town, but most things are closed up right now because it's the off season. I'm not sure I like this salsa. It's got an unusual taste to it. I can't put my finger on it what it is. Alright, I'm going to go try to find Nemo. It's supposed to pour this afternoon, so I'm going to have to speed run this, get there and back before it happens. So whenever Ruess went missing, the first people that came searching for him, they found his donkeys and some of his gear down in Davis Gulch. And that's the end of the concrete evidence. Beyond that, there's a few stories, but who really knows? My guess is that he was off exploring for the day and he just took a bad fall into some kind of inaccessible place, never to be seen again. And this was all before the Glen Canyon Dam was built and Lake Powell was formed, so a large portion of this land is now underwater. And a lot of history was lost when that happened. This whole area was inhabited thousands of years ago by the Pueblans. So in that way, Everett Ruess was lucky. He got to hike around in these canyons before they were all underwater, but it is what it is. Humans need their electricity to survive. There's a few different ways into the canyon. I'm taking this ramp. People have marked out the way with these stacks of rock. So here we are in Davis Gulch. I'm going to start hiking this way first towards Lake Powell. See what we can find. That is strange. Why would somebody leave a backpack, a sleeping bag? It's like a whole campsite here. Some Utah bushwhacking under my belt. There's shells everywhere. That must be the water line on Lake Powell, or it used to be. Lake Powell has been low for a long time if trees have time to grow. Whoa. It's just so hard to convey the scale of these walls on camera. It's all the way up above me and around. Crazy. Somebody drove their Honda Civic down here. Let's keep going until I reach Lake Powell. The amount of trash and graffiti down here is disappointing. You think people come this far, they'd have some respect. This ground, whoa, it makes me nervous. It's quicksand. The longer you stand on it, it just like starts to let go. This canyon goes another kilometer, but this is as far as I can go today. I've reached Lake Powell. I don't know where that Nemo inscription is. It says the one is above the door of a ruin, so that should be easy to spot. Oh, it was a good hike. I'm gonna make some distance back to the van now. If I find anything else interesting along the way, I'll let you know. Gary, he smeared his name in mud on the wall. I looked through a bunch of trip reports online, and no one else has mentioned finding the Nemo 1934 inscriptions as of lately, so maybe they're just washed away. I did find the Gary signature, though, so mission successful. As for that backpack, someone else mentioned finding it back in 2014, and when they found it, it had car keys in it, the whole works, so yet another mystery. People are just vanishing without a trace down there in Davis Gulch. The amount of human activity in there was surprising. Just signatures on every single wall. I think what's happening is that people are able to get out there with a jet ski or a boat from one of the local marinas. They go in there and party and leave a mess. As soon as some place is easily accessible with a vehicle, that's when it gets trashed. Because I don't think all those people were hiking out there. And that's what New Year's Eve looks like for a lone wolf. A wild and crazy party tonight. It's been a good year. We've covered a lot of distance, seen a lot of things, and we'll keep on rolling into 2022. Hope everyone has a happy new year. Best wishes to everyone. Thanks for watching. Thank you to Patreon supporters, and I will see you soon. Cheers.